Now, let's see where we can use dictionaries in real life, or in which situation we would like to use dictionaries instead of any other iterables. So, dictionaries are good at two things. The first one is storing information, of course, and the second thing is counting. Now, you may ask, what type of counting? So, let's say we have a string here. I have my Sublime text open, and let's have this text. Inside this text, let's write hello, 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 world, 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 world. Okay. You may think I'm crazy, but I'm just making an example to show you the power of dictionaries. So just hold on. So I'm copy this and paste this again paste this, and yet again paste this, and again paste this, again paste this, and once again paste this. So we have this long string, right? Very long. Okay. So let's say we want to count how many hello and how many world are there inside this string. Now that's when we will use dictionaries. So let's say we have this string inside a variable. Call this um, text. Okay, right? So this is a text where this is a text which is inside this variable text. Okay, and this is the string, long string. Now we need to count how many hello and how many world are there in the string. So let's create a function for that. Def count, count word. Okay, inside count word. Okay, so what do we need? We need str. Okay, or just a text. We will pass something, the text. Okay, and again this is not the same as this one. You can keep it whatever you want to. Okay, so I can say egg, I can say rice, I can say whatever I want, but text is a goose name. Okay, so text is a good name. I just keeping it like that. So now let's write our function. Now before writing our function, let's understand what we'll do. Okay, let's open paint for this purpose. Now we have our paint. Let's make maximize this, and now let's demonstrate what we are going to do. Let's make this a little bit longer. Perfect, perfect. And let's make the font size a little bit bigger. Just remove this thing here and make this a little bigger. Let's say 36 is okay, right? So we have this list over here, and we have okay, not this list. Well, we have a string hello, 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 world, world, hello, world, hello, hello, and world, world, hello. Okay. And now we need to count how many hello and how many world are there inside this string. So what is the okay, just remove this one. Okay, yeah, perfect. So how can we do this? How can we calculate, or how can we count the number of hello and world? So what we will do is we will let's take the brush. We will take we will create a list of words. And how can we convert a whole string into a list of words? We will use the split function. Okay, so we will break all the things. Okay, so you're breaking it, right? Then hello, this one, and this one. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So we have 11 words right over here, and these are this is our new list. Okay, So now this is a list. So we have our list, and each one of them are elements. So how can we do that? We can use, the split method, right? I hope you remember that. I have shown you that in the previous videos. So, and you need a dictionary, okay, an empty dictionary where you will count the values. So let's call this dictionary, let's say count, and okay, let's take blue color. So count is an empty dictionary. I told you that you can declare an empty dictionary using the curly braces. Just curly braces will give you an empty dictionary. So we have count, and let's call this dictionary. I'm sorry, this list over here. Let's call this words. Okay, words equal to this whole list over here. Okay, right. So this is our list of words, and this is our count, where we will count all of the words. So now what is the next step? So the next step is, what we are going to do is we will go through every element inside this word list, every element or every word inside this list, and for every word we will check, does the word is is the word already present over here in this dictionary? Is the word already present inside dictionary? If yes, then just increment or increase the value by 1. If not, if the word is not present here, make a new key, right? So the keys will be the words, and the value will be the number of times you face the word or you get the word. Okay, so for example, hello will be one of the keys. The first element is hello, so hello will be one of the keys, and now our value is currently 1 because this is the first time we have encountered hello. Next time, hello. So we will check, is hello already present inside the count dictionary? So yes, it is present. Well, then just add 1 to it. So now value is 2. Next, again hello. Is hello already present inside the dictionary? Yes, it is. So just increase the value by 1. Now it is 3. Now world. In case of world, we will again check, is this word present inside count? We will see, no, world is a new word, we haven't encountered this word earlier. So what we will do is we will say, make a new key with a value as 1, because this is the first time you have you have encountered this world, this new word. So this was not earlier present inside your dictionary. So just make a new key and put the value as 1. So the new key is world and the value is 1. Next time when you go to world, you will again check, is this word already present inside the dictionary? So since it is already present, no, just increase the value by 1. Okay, so that's the logic here. Now it will be more clear when I actually write the code for it. So now let's take the text and let's write it. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Let's make it 24. Yeah, 24 is good enough. For word in words. Okay, for word in words, that means you will go through every element inside this list. So words is the name of the list of words, and word is the individual element. Okay, then you will check if word not in count colon. Okay, so this line means that if that particular word is not inside count, then what you will do is you will create a new key. You will say count, and that's how you create a new key. I hope you remember. So you will create the new key as the word. So the word will be the new key. The word will be the new key, and you will say 1 as the new value, right? And then outside of this if, just do one thing, count word plus equals to 1, and that's it, finished. That's it, and we are done. How we are done? Let's check it out. So for word in words, so this is the for loop that will go through every element. Let's take this red color, that will be better. Okay, yep. So for word in words, so what is the first element here? Hello. Hello is the first element here. Now the next thing here is if word not in count. So count is currently empty, right? This one is empty. There are no key value pairs inside this. Since there is no key value pair, of course this hello is not inside count because this is still empty, right? So this is true if word not in count. So this condition is true. That means word is, the current word is not inside count, right? So that means this condition is true. Now what we will do, we will say count word equals 1. So now we create a new key of the word, as we create the word as the new key, and we set the value to 1. So basically our current list our current dictionary looks like this. So we have hello 1. Okay, this is our new element. Why? Well, let's look over here. So since it is true, that means the word is not present inside it. Just create a key out of the word. So the word will be the new key. This is the new key, and just set the value as 1. So again you can see the new value is 1, right? And yeah, just just put a else here. Just what can I say? Just take the select over here. I actually forgot to put a else over here. So make sure you put a else. Let me give a else here. Take this thing. Let's take black. Yeah, now we're done. Now this is executed, right? That's it. Now we jump to next element because one of them will be executed. Either if will be executed or else will be executed. Now since this condition is true, no need to check for the else. Go to the next word or the next element. So the next element is again hello. So you jump to the next element. Damn. Take the brush. Yep. So you jump to the next element, which is again hello, right? This time again you check if word not in count. So you are checking if this word is not present inside the dictionary. However, last time you made the key out of the word, so this time it is already present inside the dictionary. That means this condition no longer holds true. That means you will go to the else part and you will see count word plus equals 1. This means that whatever the key is inside that, whatever the key is, just increase the value by 1. So count word, so the value of word is hello, because this element is hello, right? This element is hello. I'm talking about this element particularly. So this element is hello, so you're saying count hello plus equals to 1. So you're basically saying that increase the value of the key hello by 1. I'm repeating, increase the value of the key hello by 1. So now this is no more 1, this is 2. Okay, so we are done. Now we jump to the next element. Again we face hello. We go here, if word not in count. So we are checking if the word is not present inside the dictionary. However, it is already present. So again this will be false. No need to check this one. Go to this part, else part. So else count word plus equals to 1. So increase the value of the current word or the current key by 1. So what is the key here? The key is the word and the value is the number of times you get it. So you increase the value by 1. So again this is no more 2. this is 3. Okay, okay, we are done. We jump to the next element. We get world, right? Now for word we check this condition. If word not in count, so what is the current word? What is the value of word right now? So it is world. Is world present inside this? No, right? That means this condition is again true. That means the current word is not inside the dictionary. So what you will do is you will say count word equals to 1. Okay, count word equals to 1. That means you are making a new key out of the word. So the current word is the new key for the dictionary, and you are setting the value to 1. So now the next element, now you get the next key value pair. The new key is, you know, take the, yep, that's okay, comma, you say, okay, not good, not good, yep, comma, and you say world 1. Okay, so we do this thing because this word world was not present inside count. So now we make a key called world because it was not present earlier, and we set the value to 1. That's what this line means, this code means. Okay, so now since we are done, we jump to the next element, which is again world. This time again we check if word not in count. So we are checking if this world is not present inside dictionary. But last time you made the key called world and you set it to 1, so that means this condition is false because world is already inside the count dictionary. So you go to the else part, and the else part says count word plus equals to 1. So you just cut it. It's no more 1, it's 2. And again you go to hello. Okay, this time it's hello. So again you skip this condition. Why? Because hello is already present inside count. No need to check this. Just increase the value by 1. So again this is no more 3. This is 4. Now you jump to the next element, which is world. Again, world is already inside the count dictionary. No need to check this one. Just jump to the else part, and the else part says increase it by 1. Now the value is 3. Again, from the next element is hello, right? You increase it by 1, right? So now it is 5. Now the next element also is hello. Again, you increase it by 1, so you have 6. And then you have world. So world is already present inside the count dictionary. No need to check it, just increase it by 1. So it's really hard finding the pointer, dude. This is so irritating. Yep, yeah, got it. So just change it to 4. And finally the next element again is world. So no need to check, just increase it by 1. So just cut it, and 5. So what are the final values? So you get value 6 for the key hello and value 5 for the key world. That means you have 6 hellos and 5 worlds. So that's the basic logic here, and now we will implement this using Python. Now let's close it and let's open the Sublime text. Okay, so we take the text. Okay, we take the text and we say okay, not this one. Text equals to text dot split. Okay, text dot split. So we have the list of words here. We have the list of words here, and then we can say that we say for word. Okay, just make this words. Okay, that will be better. Okay, so this is the list of words. So for every word in words, so I am putting an S here. Do you notice this? I am putting an S here. For word in words, I'm saying this. If word not in count, so we do not have count yet, so we need to make a dictionary count equals just create an empty dictionary. So if word not in count, you make the you just make the key. How do you make the key? You say count, you say not this one, word, whatever the current element is, you just make a key with this element and you put the value as 1. Else just count word, whatever the key is, just add 1 to it, and we're done. And then just return count. Okay, now let's see what happens. Let's print count and pass this thing over here, text. Okay, and we're passing text inside here. Now let's see what happens. Let's save it and let's run this. Boom boom, we have 21 hellos and 35 world. So this is the answer. Now let's just change this thing. Let's remove all this thing. Let's shorten this. Let's make it 3 hellos and 2 worlds. Now let's see what happens. Save it and run it. So you can see there are 3 hello and 2 world, right? So it's working perfectly fine. But there is one problem. The problem is that these are all in small scales. But what if we say world and then hello. Let's see what happens this time, and it will be exciting. Boom. What's this? You see that this hello is 2 times. That means the all lowercase hello is in 2 times. All uppercase hello is 1 times. Small the lowercase world is 1 time and the uppercase world is 1 time. And that's not what you want, right? That's not what you want. So what you want is you just want this thing to be same as this thing. So that means you want that no matter in which case the word is, no matter if it is in uppercase or it is in lowercase, it doesn't matter, but it will be treated equally. So what can we do? We can convert every word into upper or lowercase as per your convenience. So what we can do actually to fix the problem is that we will say, we will use map function. And I hope you guys know how to use map function. What map function does is, it implements the method or the function you are giving to it for every element inside this word list. Okay, so you are saying lower, so you want this function to apply for every element inside this list. But the problem with this is that, first of all, you are not calling a function. That's why do not use this parenthesis. And the second problem is that lower is not a function, it is a string method. It is a method, right? So that means there will be a dot before it. And since it is a string method but you do not have a variable, you will have to say string str dot lower. That means call the lower method of string, or in other words you can say pass every object inside this words list to the lower method of string. Okay, because lower is a string method, right? We cannot use it on list, we cannot use it on any other data types, so we can only use on string data types. That's why we are mentioning this thing, string dot lower. So we will pass every element inside this list to this thing str.lower, which will convert them into lowercase letters, and after that we will work with them. So let's see what this gives us. Control S, Control B, and let's see the result here. Now we get the result, hello 3 and world 2. That means it is counting, it is treating all of them equally and all of them equally as well. So now we got our result. So what's happening is, this whole thing is first converted into a list. So we have 5 words, a list of 5 words, And while when you are using this for loop, we are using the list after converting every element inside the list to lowercase using the map method. Okay, so we are saying convert every word inside the list to lowercase with the help of this method. This is string method, and since it is a method, we are calling this using this thing string.lower, str.lower. Okay, now we will focus on the next feature of dictionary, that is to keep information, okay, in a in an organized way. So let's have a list, let's call it text list, or let's say info list, right? So info list is a list, okay, and inside this list we have multiple elements. Every element is a string of people giving their introduction. Let's say the first string is I am, okay, let's make this thing, I am Subhodeep, an engineer with 5 years of experience. Okay, this is the first element we have. The next element is, let's say, I am Durley, and okay, a marketer with 10 years of experience. And let's say I am Swarnali, uh you know let's say scientist with 15 years of experience. Okay, so what are the common things? The common things are, we can get three info or information about every person. So the first element gives us the information of name. So Shodev is a name, his profession is engineer, and his experience is 5 years, right? Again, in the next element we have name, we have profession which is marketer, and we have experience as 10 years. Again, in the third we have name, profession, and experience, right? So we have common things. Now there is another thing common, that is, if we convert this into a list. And how can we do that? We can use split method. So using split method, I can convert every element into a list, right? After converting every element into a list, what where is the name? So name is the third element, and thus we can access it using zero, I'm sorry, using 2. And engineer is the 1 2 3 4 5. This is the fifth element. After we convert it into a list, so we can access it using element 4, I'm sorry, index 4. And this one over, this number is 0 1 2, okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So we can access it using the sixth index, and this is the this thing is same for all the elements. So what if we say for um info in info list, for info in info list, and let's have a dictionary called info dict. Okay, so info dict, we have info dict here, or it's better, we have something called okay, info data we have here. And again, this is just an empty list. Okay, and inside this loop we say info dict equals empty dictionary, and then um we say that info dict. Okay, first of all we convert info into info equal to info dot split. Okay, we convert it into a list, and then we say for, okay, not for, we say info data we say name equals to info or you can say info raw. Okay, so info raw, and we are going to access this element. So there is 0 1 2 2, again info data profession. We're going to access info raw, and 0 1 2 3 4, this one. So we will put 4, and I will say info data experience, and I will put I will put info raw 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, the sixth element. Then after all of this I will say info. Okay, I'm sorry, I need to declare a dictionary, info dict actually, and we need to make a dictionary out of it. Yep, and just change this one, dict, 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 and finally we say info data dot append info dict for dict, and outside of the loop we say print info data. Now let's see what this gives us. Now we can see that we have all the data in a very proper format. So we have name Subhodeep, profession engineer, experience 5. Then we have name Durley, profession marketer, experience 10. Then we have Swarnali, profession scientist, and experience 15 years. Now what's happening here? So basically this is a list, okay, and these are the individual elements. Okay, these are the individual elements. So what's happening is we are declaring a new list, which is an empty list, and then we are starting a for loop here. So we are saying go through every element inside this list. That means every element indicates this one, and this one as well. So go through every element inside this list and convert the whole thing into a list by using split method. So now we have the list of the text, so that means we have this thing converted into a list. So we have I am Shubhodeep and engineer. So all the words are converted into a list, right? After that we declare a dict. Okay, and this is a temporary dict. Why? Because every time this loop changes the next element, every time this loop changes to the next element, this will again be declared as empty. So this is temporary. Okay, now we say info dict name equals to info raw 2. That means, so info raw is the list of all the words present in every element. So whatever are the words inside this are converted into a this string is converted into a list. So that means info raw contains the list of words, right? So we say info dict name equals to info raw 2. That means we create a new key called name and we put the value info raw 2. That means the second index of info raw. What is the second index? If we convert this whole thing into a list, what will be the second index? So 0 1 and 2. So this is the second index, so we put it inside it. So now we have name equals Shubhodeep, right? Next we have info dict profession. So we have another key called profession and we put info raw 4. So if we convert this thing into list, what is the fourth index? So 0 1 2 3 4. So this word is the fourth index. That means we have profession engineer. And finally we have info dict experience equals to info raw 6. That means experience is the new key and info raw 6 is the sixth index of the string. So once we convert this thing into a list, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this element is the sixth element, right? So we have it. So that means we have experience as 5. After this, what we do is info data dot append info dict. What is info data? Info data is an empty list, right? So we say put this dictionary, whatever we have created till now, put this thing, because now this thing contains name, profession and experience. That means this whole thing. Okay, now put this whole thing into this empty dictionary. So this is our first element. You can see this is our first element, right? Now we go to the next element. What is the next element? This one. I am Durley, a marketer with 10 years of experience. Again, we break this into a list. Again, we declare a new dict. Okay, now all the previous values are deleted. Okay, now it's again an empty dictionary. Okay, there's nothing inside this. Again, we say info dict equals to name raw 2. The second index is this Durley, so that means we have name as Durley. Then we say info dict profession, so we set profession as a new key and we put info raw 4. So what is the fourth index? So 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this word over here is the fourth index. So now we have profession as a marketer, and then again we say info dict experience, so we create a new key called experience, and then we set info raw 6. What is info raw 6? The sixth element. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So we have 10 as the new value. So we have experience as 10, right? So like this way, again we put info data dot append info dict. That means we put the whole thing, this whole thing into this list. So that's why this is the second element, right? You can see. And the same thing goes for this one as well. And that's how we have the list of dictionaries, and every dictionary contains data, and then we print it. So you can, now I've shown you the 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 usage of dictionaries. The first use is to count the words, or all the things, the count of words or sentences in a given string. Okay, and the next use is to collect data from the string. So these are the two usage. The first usage is to count, and the second usage is to collect. Now the final thing that you need to know about dictionaries are how to sort it. So now let's open our command prompt to see this example. We start the Python interpreter, and then we say let's have a text called text variable. Inside this text variable we have something called, well, hello, 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 world, 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 world. Okay, so we have this text and we want to count, right? So we have a counter dictionary, count equals to this, and then we convert this whole thing into a list. So we say word list equals text dot split. We have it. Now what we can do is, we say, now word list contains all the words. See, so this text has been converted into a list of words, right? Now to count, we will use a for word in word. Okay, use map function, map string dot lower or upper as per your wish, and then pass in the thing called word list if word not in count. If word not in count, then make a new key out of the word. You say count word equals 1, and then you say else count word plus equals to 1, right? And there we have it. Oh, I'm sorry, I used this parenthesis actually. Okay, So let's write the for loop once again. Okay, right. Now let's see what our contents are. So we have hello 3 and world 4. Now how can we sort this? We will say something like this: dict. So this is the dictionary method, and okay, I will show this later on. So what you do to sort a list or dictionary? So in case of list, you would have said count dot sort, and boom, everything happens. But dictionary does not have sort method. So if you press enter key, it will give you an error. Boom, it gives you an error. So what are the different methods of sorting it? So there is a function called sorted, and that's what you use. So you say sorted, then you say count. But only using this will give you again an error. Okay, not error actually. It will give you a list of keys, and you do not want that. You want a dictionary, right? You want this format, not a list. So what you will have to do is you will say sorted count dot items. Okay, you have to say this. Why do you have to say items? Because count dot items gives you this thing, list of tuples, and basically every tuple is a key value pair. Okay, every tuple is a key value pair. So you can see world 4 here, you can see world 4, hello 3, and again here you can see hello 3. So this is basically each key value pair is represented in form of tuple, and all the tuples are kept in a list. Now you can create a dictionary out of it using dict method. So if I say dict, and I pass something like I pass a list, and let's say um well A 100, and then I pass another tuple inside the list as B, and the next element inside the tuple is 500. Now see what it does. So it creates a dictionary out of it. Why? Because using this function, using a dict function, you have to pass a list of tuples, and the tuple of two elements. Okay, you cannot put three elements, you have to put two elements only. So when you pass uh, a list inside the dictionary function or dict function, and that list contains tuples, multiple tuples, and each tuple contains only two values. So the first element of the tuple will become the key, and the second element will become the value. Same goes for the next tuple as well. The first element will become the key, and the second element will become the value. So this is what's happening. So now we know the logic. We can say sorted. So we are basically sorting it. How? Let me show you this thing. Sorted, and you say count dot items, and we use parenthesis. Now if you only do this, this actually give you hello 3 and hello 4 basically, because well, you can see this clearly. That this is already in ascending order, so it just gives you in that format. But if you say, let's say, reverse equals true, then you can see that it gives you world and then hello. So let's say you want the most popular word, the word that appears the most appears the first. So world appears the most, that's why it appears the first time. And since hello appears the least, it appears the last time, right? So using this you can sort this. But you may ask me, how can I convert it back into a dictionary? So here I have shown you can convert it into a dictionary using this, this function. So inside the function you have to pass a list which contains multiple tuples, and each tuple has two values. The first value will be the key, the second value will be the value, and this satisfies the condition. This is a list, it contains two tuples, and each tuple contains only two values, right? So you can simply just copy this and just put this inside a dict function. You said boom. So you get the answer. So this is one way of doing this. Another way you can do this is you pass a lambda function. You say key equals to, and then you say lambda item. So basically each item, by each item you mean every tuple. Okay, so every item is basically every tuple. Okay, so then you say item, let's say 1. So what does this mean? This means that sort the count dictionary as per on the basis of this thing. Now what is this thing? So lambda item, it takes one argument, that is item. Now what is item? Item is a tuple. Item is a tuple of two elements. And then you say item 1. So what is the first index? So this is 0 and this is 1. Again this is 0, this is 1. So that means we are referring to the second value, right? For every tuple we are referring to the second value, and we are saying that sort the whole dictionary according to the second value, right? According to the second value, sort it. So we are saying sort the whole dictionary, or we can say first of all take the dictionary, then convert it into a list of tuples, and every tuple contains two values. Then sort it according to the value. Sort it according to the value, or you can say sort it according to the second element of the tuple. So basically world 4 is basically let me show you this one. Yep. So this thing is converted into this thing inside this, right? And when we say sort it according to this function, this lambda says that this item is basically this tuple, and for every item you are sorting it according to the second element, because this is index 1, this is 0, and this is 1. So we are sorting we are just sorting it according to this one. So that's why 4 comes first. Now you can also do this thing. You can just, okay, let me show you this one. Oh, I forgot to put a bracket. So okay, okay, okay. So what this is doing is actually that it is sorting it in ascending order. Okay. You can also do this thing as like, now you can say reverse equals true, right? Now you see it gives you same answer, but this is actually a long process. This is longer, I believe, and this is a shorter way of doing the same thing. This is the shorter way of doing the same thing. But there is one twist here. If you do this, it will always sort according to it will always sort according to keys. Okay, it won't sort according to the value. So let me show you this one. Let's have a dictionary here. Let's have a demo dictionary here, and say we have elements as a, and we have 10. Then we have b. Okay, not this one, just put a colon here. Then we have a b with a value of 78. Then we have f with a value of 5. Then we have let's say c with a value of 67. So this is our new dictionary, right? So this is our new dictionary. A is 10, B is 78, F is 5, and C is 67. Now you can see all the alphabets are not sorted, as well as the numbers are not sorted as well, right? So let's sort it. Let's sort it using this one. Now let's see what happens. Control C this, Control V this. It gives you world 4. Okay, what just happened? Oh, I'm still using the count. Let's remove count from here. Demo. Now see what happens. So you can see that it sorts the value according to the key. Okay, so f is bigger than a, b, c as well, right? So that's why f comes first. C is less than f, but it is bigger than b, so it comes second. B is, you know, less than c but more than a, so it comes third. And a is, a is the least, or you can say the smallest value, because a comes first, that's why it is the last. But if we do, just remove this thing. Now let's see what happens. Now you see it again sorts according to the key of the dictionary, right? So it sorts as a, b, c, and there's no d, so directly f. Okay, but but these numbers are not sorted. 10, then 78, then 67, then 5. So this is the reason we should use lambda function if we want to sort this according to the value of the dictionary, not the key, because there are times when we want to search for the most popular word. So what is the most popular word here? Let's say 78 is the largest number, the alphabet which has occurred the most number of times. So we want to sort according to the value, not the key. What can we do? We should say that, the same thing basically, and then inside this we say key equals to lambda item, and inside item we say item 1. Why 1? Because again I told you, each one of them, each key value pair will be converted into tuples, right? Will be converted to tuple. So as a tuple, what is the first element? This is the first element, so this is 0. This is the second element, so this is 1. This is the first element, this is another tuple. So this is the first element, this is the second element, this is another tuple. This is the first element, this is the second element. So how can we access second element? Using the dictionary, using the index 1, right? In a tuple or in a list, how can we access the second element? Using indexes. The second element can be accessed using the first index. So item 1 essentially means that we are referring to these values, right? So we are saying, hey, sorted function, sort the dictionary according to the values, right? Now let's see what happens. Now we can see that, the numbers are sorted: 5, 10, 67, 78, right? But however, these are not sorted: f, a, c, b. So these are not sorted, but the number is sorted, which is what you want. But now let's say you want 78, or this thing, to come in the first, because this is the most popular one and this is the least popular one. Just do the simple trick. Again, after this lambda function, just say reverse equals true, and you have it. The first thing that comes is 78, the second thing that comes is 67. So it is in, descending order. It's going down, right? 78, then 67, then 10, then 5. So it's going down, it's decreasing, the value is decreasing. And here the value was increasing: 5, 10, 67, then 78. So the value was increasing here, the value is decreasing here. So that's the only difference if you say reverse equals to true. So I hope that is clear. Now what will you do if you want to sort according to keys? So that is by default, you don't have to say this. Although this, this will give you the same result. So we can see A, B, C, D. I'm sorry, not D. A, B, C, and F are sorted, but the numbers are not sorted. So you don't have to do this thing, because by default, the dictionary, once you use the sorted method on dictionaries items, then it becomes sorted according to the key only. So you don't need to use it again. Using this lambda item. If you need to sort it according to the values, then you have to use this one. Then you have to put this thing. No need to put this thing. This is waste of time, because it is already, once you do this thing, once you sorted demo items and then you put this thing, okay, it already becomes sorted according to the key. Just in case of this, let me show you this thing. Yep. Okay, so now if, let's say, I say sorted, and it's a demo.items, and I just leave it at that, just leave it like that. So you can see it gives the same result. Okay, but in tuple form. So this is a tuple, this is a tuple, this is again a tuple, this is again a tuple, and these tuples are converted into key value pairs. These tuples are converted into key value pairs. How? Using the dict function. So if I say dict, so now we get this. So basically this thing and this thing are the same thing, so that's why you don't need to write this one. Okay, and again, if you want to reverse it, just put this thing reverse equals to true, and it will be true. I'm not true, I mean it will be changed, or it will be sorted in reverse order or descending order. If you do not put this, it will be sorted in ascending order, that is from 0 to hero. And if you sort it in descending order, that is reverse equals to true, it will be sorted in hero to 0. So this is hero because this is the largest number, and then this is 0 because this is the smallest number, right? So that's what's happening. And the next thing that we're going to see is, well, now we can sort the individual dictionaries, right? We can sort individual dictionaries, but how can we sort a list of dictionaries? So for that we will say print, we just print nothing here, and then we skip a line, then we say, now look at this very carefully. What we say is that sorted, then we put info data, because this is where, okay, let me run this once again so that you can understand. Save and run this. So you can see that there are 3 dictionaries. This is the first, this is the second, and this is the third one, right? And this is basically a list. This whole thing is a list, and inside the list, each one of the element is a dictionary. Now how can we sort this list? Okay, because if you directly say something like this, let me do this here. You say something like print, and you will say, well, surely this is a list, so why can't we say sorted, and then we use info data, because after all this is a list, right? So let's see what that gives us. Save it and run it, and boom, it gives us error. So what does it say? It says type error, greater than, not supported between dictionary and dictionary. So basically it is comparing, is this thing greater than this one? And this is invalid because greater than only works in case of strings or in case of integers, right? It cannot work in terms of dictionaries or tuples, right? We can't say like, okay, let me show this one, Python, and now can we say 4,5 more than 8,9, or let's say less than 8,9. So this should give true, this should give true, but let's see what happens. So we're checking, is 4,5, this list, more than this one? This one we get true, but what if we say 4 to, and then we say 8, and then we say 9? Now let's see what happens. So we get this one, type error. This thing not supported between 2 dictionaries, so you can use it between 2 lists. You can also use this between 2 tuples as well. Let me show you this thing. So you can just change this to tuple, and this will again work. It won't be any problem for tuple, so it will again give you true, right? So it works perfectly fine. If you make this bigger, it gives you false, so it is working fine. But when it comes to dictionaries, this won't work. Remember that dictionaries cannot be compared, right? So if it cannot be compared, is there any way? Of course there is. We can not compare dictionary because they are key order, they are just key value pairs. We cannot compare them directly with one another. What can we do instead is, we will pass something called key, and we will say lambda and item, and let's say I want to sort this list based on the person's name. Okay, so now let's say we say name. Now let's see what that gives us. Control B. And now we can see that we have two versions. This is the original version. No, this is the unsorted version. And this is the new version after sorting it. Now, can you see this difference? So since D comes earlier than S, that's why it appears the first time. Then, this thing, Subhodeep, alphabetically is smaller than Swarnali. So that's why it comes the second. And this is the largest one, so that's why it comes the third. So now you can just sort it using this thing. You can also sort it according to the experience. I'll show you experience. Save it and run it. Now see what happens. And you can see this that well, I guess this is not working. 10 15 5. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, it is treating the experience, this thing as a string, right? Because you can see these quotes over here. So this is not an integer, so it cannot compare. It is comparing it as a string, and that's why we are not getting the accurate info. So let's do one thing. This experience, just convert this into integer. Now let's see if this works or not. Boom. So this is already sorted, so this is why that's not working. But we can definitely say something like this. Let's change this one. Let's make it 50 and this 15 and this as 1. Okay, save it, run it. Now see what's happening. So the first guy has experience of 50 years, the second girl has experience of 1 year, and the third girl has the experience of 15 years. So this is not in sorted order. But look at the second dictionary. I mean, look at the next list. The first guy has experience of 1, the second girl has the experience of 15 years, and me, I have experience over 50 years. Trust me, I don't have. So so now you can see that this is in sorted order. So it is sorting the list in ascending order. So it is going from small to big. So this is the smallest one, this is bigger than the last one, and this 50 is the largest one. So it is sorting it according to experience. So what's happening here is that you are saying that sort this list according to the elements experience. Now what is the element? Element is every element inside the list. So what is the first element? This is the first element, bro. What's the next element? This is the next element. What's the last element? This is the last element. Okay, this one, right? So sort the elements according to their experience. That's what this lambda item does, and thus it is converted into this order. You can again reverse it as well. Yep. So finally it's over. I know it's a long video, as always. I love explaining things out of my heart. I love explaining, and I never take books and all those stuff. I love explaining from the bottom of my heart naturally. Okay, so that's the thing. So now dictionary is completed. You know all the data structures, and yes, this was the last video for the foundation of Python. Okay, so this is the last video. After this I will give you an assignment, a big assignment actually, because now you will go to the intermediate section. You will understand various things such as file handling, exception handling, regular expressions, multi-threading, multi-processing, all those stuffs. Okay, so you will study all of these. So you need to complete the assignment, because this will be very important assignment, and this is very crucial step in order to understand code or computer science as a whole. Okay, so it's been a great journey with you guys, and now finally I have completed the video. So see you guys in the next video. Next video will be assignment on all the things that you have learned till now. So see you in the next video. Bye, good night, namaste.